Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be diving into the latest around Arsenal. Arsenal have informally agreed a deal with Declan Rice. That is confirmed now. We are also looking to sign Julian Brandt as well from Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal have agreed a deal with William Saliba according to Fabrizio Romano. That should be confirmed very, very soon. And Gary Jacobs has also confirmed that Arsenal will have money to spend in the summer because they will be looking to sell a few players out of the squad. We're going to be diving into that. And also, Arsenal will have potential revenue from the UEFA Champions League, and that is going to be used to buy Declan Rice. A lot to discuss in this video. Let's hit the like button. Let's have the conversation right about now in the comment box below. We are looking for a second midfielder. We're looking for a second central midfielder. Are you happy with Julian Brandt? Are you happy with Julian Brandt from Borussia Dortmund? His contract runs down in 2024, so it's highly likely that when we go into the summer, he will be 1 year away. He's done actually very, very well in the past 2 seasons for Borussia Dortmund, and I won't be very surprised if they want to keep him. But if he's a player that Mikel Arteta wants, if he wants to sign him, is he okay? Is he an upgrade to Odegaard? Is he an upgrade to Granit Xhaka as well? In your opinion, I would love to have your thoughts. I would love to have your opinions as well in the comment box below. So without wasting a lot of time, let's get into it. Now, the Bill today this morning have actually released a huge story, and they've said that Arsenal are tracking Julian Brandt and they would love to sign him in the summer. Now, this is not the first time we've been linked with Julian Brandt at Arsenal. I think with since Arsene Wenger was manager, we've been linked with Julian Brandt. He's 26 years. He's 26 years of age now, and we were linked with him when he was still playing at Bayer Leverkusen. I think by that time he was around 19, 18. Arsene Wenger saw the potential in this boy. He wanted to sign him, but of course by that time we didn't have the revenue that clubs like Bayer Leverkusen were actually asking for. And then a couple of years later, he moved to Borussia Dortmund. Struggled a little bit because he walked into Borussia Dortmund in 2019, 2020. Struggled a little bit. You can look at the numbers there. 3 goals in his first season, 3 goals in his second season. But last season, which was his actually third season, had a lot of goal involvement, around 19 goal involvements for them in the German Bundesliga. And this season, he's actually had 12 goal involvements already in 22 games for them in the German Bundesliga. Now, one thing I would say about Julian Brandt is he is one of those players that are really quality when it is his day. He's one of those players that have a lot of potential on the ball. Look, you look at Martin Odegaard, you look at Julian Brandt, they are very, very similar. The difference for me between them is Brandt is a guy that gets a lot of the involvement in goals rather than Martin Odegaard in terms of scoring goals. Odegaard is a creator. Julian Brandt is a finisher. You look at if you look at the amount of goals he was scoring for Bayer Leverkusen before moving to Borussia Dortmund, 2015-2016, 9 goals, 2016-2017, 3, 2017-2018, 9, and 2018-2019, 7. So he's more of a guy that loves to be on the score sheet more than creating. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't create. In his last season with Bayer Leverkusen, created 11 assists for the team. And in 2016-2017 as well, he created 8 assists for the team as well. So it shows that he's one of those players that are really, going to affect your final third play a lot. In terms of scoring for you goals, in terms of creating assists, and then he's got that overall quality you want in players like you thought players like Kai Havertz have, Florian Wirtz as well. I think it reminds me of Julian Draxler. Now, I'm not trying to say that Julian Draxler is still a top player or that is the guy we should be signing. I'm trying to say that if you saw Julian Draxler at Schalke 04, the top guy that Arsene Wenger was dying for, the guy that we wanted to sign, the Julian Draxler, the classic number 10 guy, that is who Julian Brandt is. He's okay when you play him on the wings, but his best position is behind the strikers in that number 10 role. Now, if he came into Arsenal right now, 26 years of age, his contract runs down in 2024, so that means you can get him on a bargain as well. I don't know if Borussia Dortmund will be selling, but they always do. They've sold Ike Gundogan, they've sold Shinji Kagawa, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Robert Lewandowski, Mario Götze. They literally sell everything that comes their way, right? And I think they would be willing to sell Julian Brandt. he's a player that out every day, every single day of the week, take out Arsenal. And this is my reason. If he comes in, he doesn't start right away, in my opinion. I think Xhaka retains his starting status for some time, alongside Odegaard and Thomas Partey, or alongside Odegaard and Declan Rice. But when you have a Declan Rice coming in, that means you have a real holding central midfielder in that midfield. You have a Lodri in there, right? You have Martin Odegaard, who is your Luka Modric or Kevin De Bruyne. You can decide whoever you want, whoever he is. And then Brandt then becomes the classic creator. He becomes that guy that, just creates chances and scores goals. That takes the burden away from Martin Odegaard, because Odegaard is a game controller. He loves having the ball. He loves controlling games and those things like that. So for me, I'll take Julian Brandt all day, every day. He's an upgrade on Xhaka. He's an upgrade on a few players that we have in the squad. And he's one player that's happy to create chances. That is something that I think this Arsenal team is lacking. Odegaard does create chances. Saka does create chances. But which other player comes close to Odegaard and Saka in terms of creating chances? We've discussed this on this podcast before, especially in match previews and match reactions, that whenever you have more chance creators on the team, whenever you have more players creating chances on the team, it actually benefits you very, very well. So Julian Brandt linked with Arsenal, contract up in 2024. He will be left with 1 year in the summer. Dortmund would look to keep him, in my opinion. If they lose Jude, they should be looking to keep Julian. But if Arsenal serious, it's a deal you can do. Like 4 years at Borussia Dortmund right now, I think he will be looking to increase, and step up a level in his career. I mean, let me know what you think about this boy. Now, Arsenal, of course, we talked about it. I've already agreed terms with Declan Rice informally. Now, today in the morning, Gary Jacobs has also been providing us with an update. And he said Arsenal have the money to buy Declan Rice. Now, of course, West Ham are still talking about the fee being around 100 million pounds. I don't think anyone is going to pay that to West Ham. I don't think anyone is even going to pay 90 million. And I was listening to TalkSport yesterday, and Simon Jordan was saying that if there is anyone who's stupid enough to pay 100 million pounds, West Ham will have done very, very well, because it's not worth that amount. But Gary Jacobs from The Times says that Arsenal are very confident they will sign Declan Rice because they have the money to get the deal done. And where is that money coming from? That is where it is very, very interesting, because first and foremost, we are talking about the sale of players. Arsenal will listen to offers from Kieran Tierney, offers for Kieran Tierney, Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, and Rob Holding. I think the only player I wouldn't sell of those four is Nuno Tavares. That is the only player I wouldn't sell of those four. But Kieran Tierney, it is clear he wants to go. It is clear that he's one of those high-value players that at the club that look at themselves as, I'm big, I'm good, and I deserve to be starting every single week. And I think, to be honest, Kieran Tierney has been very, very professional. There have been rumors of him not celebrating with the team, him not being happy, at Arsenal. I don't think he's happy. I don't think he's gonna be happy when he's played almost 3 consecutive seasons for Arsenal, and eventually he's been dropped. I don't think he's gonna be happy, happy at all. But I think Tierney is one interesting one where Arsenal could get up to 45 million pounds. Look, this is my opinion. We bought him from Celtic at around 26 million. And for me, ever since then, he's increased in value. So Tierney, if Arsenal are going to let him go, in my opinion, it's not less than 40 million. It's not less than 40 million. And if you look into bringing a player like Declan Rice, who's going to cost you around 80 million pounds, getting a 40 million, getting a 40 from the sale of Kieran Tierney, that would be massive. That would be absolutely massive, right? So his contract right now, I think ends up in 2020. Is it 2026 or 2025? So we still have some time for us to negotiate a very, very good deal. Mikel Arteta has already said that he wants him to stay and do that, but it looks like Kieran Tierney wants either to start or to or to leave. And it doesn't seem like he's one of those players that already on the right hand side of the manager. He's already on the wrong side of the manager. So the sale of Kieran Tierney, that will bring in some good money, around 40 million. Albert Sambi Lokonga, interesting one. Because ever since he came in at Arsenal at around 25 million euros, I don't think he's actually increased in value. But of course, having that long-term contract and also being at a club like Arsenal just means that he's been exposed a little bit. And any team like Crystal Palace, any team like maybe Brighton, maybe Southampton, any team that decide to sell him will have to part with around 30 million pounds, in my opinion. So I see Lokonga going for around 30 million pounds or even 35. I see Tierney going for around 45. Nuno Tavares is another good one because Arsenal bought him at around 10 million. It's around 10 million pounds. Actually, 8 million pounds with 2 million pounds to make it 10. And he's one that has had a very good season. I think Olympique Marseille would love to sign him if they're given the opportunity. They would love to sign him. I think so many other clubs will try to sign him, even top clubs right now. I think it's better than so many left backs in your teams out there. If you're not an Arsenal fan, is much better than at least much better than Ivan Perisic at Tottenham Hotspur. So Tavares is one where I would say still 30 million pounds. Okay, 30 million pounds, and Rob Holding probably 10 million pounds. So you look at those four players. Arsenal have the ability to raise about 120 million from the sale of Tierney, Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, and Rob Holding. But to make this even interesting, Gary Jacobs says that Arsenal are looking at potential Champions League revenue for them to sign Declan Rice. How beautiful is our summer gonna be? I mean, this is one of the summers where we are not going to need to rely a lot on the Cronkies. All we have to do is get our money from the UEFA Champions League, as long as they give us money for qualification, and also get money from the sale of players, which is highly likely that we will get, and get players in, buy some quality players. So I think that's a good strategy. That's a very, very good strategy. If you don't want to be caught by FFP, this is a very good strategy. UEFA gives you some money for qualifying after 7 years. I don't know how much they'll give us, like 10, 20, 30 million pounds. I don't know. I'll check up with my trusted sources and see how much Arsenal will be getting. And then you sell some players. There is no way FFP are going to be knocking on our door. There is no way FFP will be saying, oh, Arsenal spent a lot of money. Where are they getting all that money? There is no way. So that's the very, very good strategy, right? Arsenal have also agreed a deal with William Saliba, apparently. And Fabrizio Romano says that is something that will be coming out very, very soon, that the agreement should be coming out very, very soon. Talks have been in place, very, very progressive. And we're looking at a 5-year deal, right? Remember, his deal expires in 2024, so Arsenal a little bit in a bad position because we're already in 2023, but it is highly likely that he will sign a new deal, and it is also rumored that he's agreed a new deal as well. So let's wait and see what actually comes out of that. And finally, Gary Jacobs has been saying that Moises Caicedo's offer from Arsenal is still on the table. Now, this is confusing a little bit. And it's one of those stories where I'm not really sure how Mikel Arteta would want to deploy Declan Rice. But signing Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice in one summer, that is not huge. That is statement. That is sending shockwaves throughout the entire world, announcing yourselves as bad. And I tell you what, Arsenal will have the money to sign Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice. We will have the money. If we sell players for around 60 million and bring in Moises Caicedo, and we use the potential Champions League revenue to sign Declan Rice, I don't care about other positions right now. I don't care. Left wing, Emil Smith-Rowe, Trossard, and Martinelli. Down to the middle, Nketiah, Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus. On the right-hand side, Fabio Vieira, Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli. There is a lot of cover there. In midfield, Partey, covered by Jorginho. Xhaka would be covered by Fabio Vieira. And Martin Odegaard would be covered by Fabio Vieira as well. Maybe we need someone in midfield, right? Maybe we need someone in midfield. But when you bring in Declan Rice, it means he covers for Partey. He covers for Xhaka as well. You bring in Moises Caicedo. Caicedo takes over from Thomas Partey directly. I would love to say it. I would really, really love to see it, and I think I deserve it. Listen, Brighton have already made themselves very clear. We are not selling in January. They didn't say we are not selling, and they didn't tell Moises Caicedo that you're not going to be the most expensive, Ecuadorian player or what. They told him, hold tight. Hold tight. You will have your dream move. You will go, but right now we are thinking what works for us and what works for you. What works for you is to stay here until the end of the season, prove yourself, and in the summer you're gonna have big bidders coming in to try to win your signature. That is what you want as a player. And right now we've lost Leandro Trossard, our talisman. We cannot lose you as well. And I really did understand Brighton. I wasn't even very mad at Brighton. I did understand them. I understood where they were coming from. So Arsenal's offer is still on the table. The difference here is that Arsenal might try to sign him at a cheaper fee. Okay, and I think that's a wrong move, because if you try to sign Decas, and then you try to sign Moises Caicedo will be going. If Decas is in there, Partey is in there, where am I going to play? Honestly, and then as well, I think there's so many other clubs that are going to be coming in to sign Moises Caicedo, especially Chelsea. Graham Potter, if he stays at the club, he will sign Moises Caicedo. He wants a defensive midfielder. He wants someone that can, get that midfield, energy, generate energy in the midfield. And for me, Moises Caicedo is one of the best in the world at that. So that is it from me from this update. We'll be diving into the match previews later on, coming into your for your viewing pleasure. Of course, we'll be doing the predicted lineup. We'll be doing my predictions as well, the preview, Mikel Arteta's press conference if it comes in, and more. Hit the like button, subscribe, and why don't allow me to talk to you in the next one.